Hello, I'm Charles Daniels. For years, we've been taking you to villages like this and showing you the heartbreak of families whose only mistake was being born poor. They need your help. And for only 39 cents a day, you can provide water, food, and medicine for these people. Just 39 cents. That's less than a small cup of coffee, but it can make all the difference in the world to the people of this village.
Ask for more.
Sorry?
Ask for more money. Why are you starting so low?
What's up, you guys? It is your boys, Neil and Thad, back with another episode of Ethiopia Bros. In this episode of Ethiopia Bros, we're going to be talking about the things that they do not want you to see in Ethiopia. First of all, there's a lot of misconceptions about Ethiopia. A lot of people see, starving kids in Africa. They see people needing money. They say, hey, with just 93 cents a day, 63 cents a day, you can donate and help a starving Ethiopian family. That's what they portray to you on television. And a lot of the times, it's not completely accurate of what's actually going on in Ethiopia. It doesn't paint the full picture. A lot of the times, people who live in Ethiopia and live in these cities like Addis Ababa, they don't even know where those places are on television. So it's not even normal for them. Ethiopia is much more than huts and starving people, okay? And I see a lot of jokes. Oh, Ethiopia have food. People joking about Ethiopia not having food, Africa not having water. It's pretty ridiculous when in reality, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, is just as modern as any other Western country in the world. And a matter of fact, they have a high GDP compared to a lot of other places within Africa. In Ethiopia, there's cars, people have their own businesses, and that's another thing, right? They say these people are always starving and they always need money. But one thing for sure, and I can attest to this myself, my brother can as well, is that when we were in Ethiopia for 30 days, what we've noticed is that there's a lot of taxi drivers, for one, okay? A lot of taxi drivers, they mean people with their own vehicles, and they're hustlers.
Business owners.
They're out there making money. Okay, so just like Uber or Lyft, it's out there. You can call a certain number or use a certain app and you're able to get a ride, just like Uber and Lyft. And then there's a lot of hustlers who just out on the street. They may not have the proper business licenses or whatever, but in Addis Ababa, you're going to see a lot of people selling different things, from jewelry to Nutellas to shoes, to all kinds of things, soap, tissue, gum. You see little kids are selling gum. So they're not just always needy, asking for things. They're out there trying to make an honest living. They're not just asking for handouts like these commercials try to make them seem to be.
Yeah, they're not helpless people. They were able to fight off multiple invasions from multiple nations and never be colonized, unlike other places in the world, unlike other places in Africa. Anybody in Ethiopia who has a car, for example, can be a business owner, because you can be a driver. You could be the equivalent of a Lyft driver or Uber. That's what they have over there. And it's very modernized, and it's very civilized, and it's very clean. Everybody's very humble, regardless of what position they're in. If you're in a taxi and you pay too much, they'll let you know. If you pay too little, they'll let you know. It's just like any other business, because they're running a business. They're business-minded people. They know that they can make their lives better by entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and a matter of fact, we've actually experienced that one time when buying some jewelry from street sellers. They were selling crosses, aunts, right outside of a church, and the guy, he gave me back my change. I paid him a little too much, and he did everything fairly. He gave me back my proper amount. When I got a taxi, I accidentally paid a guy very much more than what I owed him. I was just so tired, and I was just so used to traveling like all throughout Addis Ababa, because where we lived far away from a lot of things. So I ended up paying him more than what was required, right? Than what I actually owed him. And he was able to give it back to me. And it was a large sum, by the way. So people aren't just out there just so desperate. You have a lot of college educated people. A lot of those people, they speak 2 or more languages. And a matter of fact, we personally know people from Addis Ababa who speak more than one language, who are college educated with multiple of degrees.
There's plenty of other cities in Addis Ababa too, like Diradawa. There's Sheshamene, full of people who are civilized, who start businesses, who are business minded and very social. They're normal people just trying to make ends meet like everybody else. They're not less than anybody else. They're not less or more or better than anybody else in the world.
And a matter of fact, speaking on the technological advances, I could say that their food is more advanced than other places in the world. Because in the Western countries, we're still trying to figure out how to make food healthy, when Ethiopian dishes, traditional Ethiopian dishes, are healthy by default. So in a lot of ways, you could honestly say that in Western societies, we're more behind than they are. Especially when it comes to just knowing how to be as a people, knowing how to act, knowing how to behave, knowing how to have morals. Okay, so we're still trying to play catch up to turn our society into a healthy, functioning one. You have people walking around with the new iPhones or whatever, but that's over there too. That's in Ethiopia as well. So as far as technology or amenities like the internet, I didn't really have an issue within Ethiopia. You know, I wasn't really missing anything. It wasn't like I just went off into the wilderness with no cell phone signal. Everything in Western countries that you enjoy, you definitely can find within Ethiopia as well. And a lot of times, people don't visit Ethiopia just for the technological advancements. They visit Ethiopia for the tourist attractions, the religious sites, and the nature. In Western countries, that's one thing that is dwindling. Religious sites and nature. We're cutting down trees. We're deforesting. We're killing wildlife. In Ethiopia, the government makes it a priority to conserve the nature and wildlife. That's another thing that I actually like. So allowing the technological advancements to continue, but at the same time protecting wildlife, I see in Ethiopia there's a natural balance between the two. You don't have too much of the other, especially in Addis Ababa. Because in Addis, you can go to all of the nice restaurants, nice strip malls or whatever, and then you can say, hey, I want to go to Entoto and be face to face with a hyena. Ethiopia is a very beautiful country with lots to explore, lots to see, and it's more than what you see on TV. Television is propaganda. It's to persuade you to not go, to not see for yourself. So if you want to know what it's all about, I would suggest you actually visiting for yourself or watching other videos and actually doing research if you don't want to go. Addis Ababa is definitely the place that you want to start with as a new traveler, as a person who's visiting Ethiopia for the first time. And you'll see for yourself that it's more than mainstream propaganda. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe button, and leave your comments below. Peace.